Before we move to President Trump, who you've known for a very long time, you have a history with, I want to go back to Israel. Israel struck, I lost track of how many, I think 240 targets in Syria. They just demolished their
255 exactly.
255 targets. They've demolished their military capabilities. They've obviously demolished Hezbollah, and in such a movie-like strategy with the walkie-talkies or the communication devices exploding. What do you think Israel will do next? Because they seem to be calling the shots right now in the Middle East, and no one's standing in the way.
Look, Israel has proved lately that they have a very strong control of the military part of the Middle East. But look, you cannot live in this region as Israel with all the neighborhood around you and not being supporting you or being on your side. At the end of the day, all these military strikes, they have to stop. Actually, I would say that they ran out of targets in Lebanon by hitting the Hezbollah leaders. No more targets to hit. They ran out of targets in Lebanon. And in Syria, we've seen they decimated all the military infrastructure of the ex-Syrian army and the navy. The Air Force was almost demolished. There was nothing there. So really, it decimated that completely. Clearly, the rationale is that they're worried and concerned to have all this military infrastructure to fall into so-called terrorist rebellious groups, which at the end of the day, this thing happened already, so we can't do much about it. But really, we have to look now about the peace, how Israel could live in this region and this neighborhood peacefully with their Arab neighbors. Clearly, they have peace right now with Bahrain, UAE, Morocco, and to a certain extent Sudan. Obviously, before that you had Jordan and you have Egypt. So with some 6, 7, 8 countries, they have an almost, I would say, normalized relationship. But still, this does not really help them in dribbling into tranquility and stability. So at the end of the day, without resolving the Palestinian states and resolving the issue of Jerusalem, which is very important, the Islamic and Arab world, there's no way you can have peace in the Arab world. And the official position of Saudi Arabia and the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia is that we need to have two-state resolution and and have Jerusalem, East Jerusalem, as the capital city of New Palestine.
Last question on this topic before moving to President Trump is how involved do you think Iran was in October 7th? I know we've seen all these different conflicting reports. How big of a role do you think they played, and do you think the intention was to jeopardize the normalization of relations between Saudi and Israel?
Well, look, the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia came on Fox News and publicly said that we are so close into having a normalized relationship with Israel, clearly after certain conditions were met. It was public information. Clearly, one of the theories is that they tried to create an obstacle to that idea. Now, whether it's correct or not, it's academic. But I believe that there's no doubt about that Iran infiltrated Hamas. They were their military arm in Gaza. So whether they were involved explicitly or implicitly, there's no doubt you could see that the spirit of the Iranian revolution that is really very terrorist-oriented was there. It's like the Houthis. How in the hell would the Houthis that are more than 1,500 miles away come and hit Al-Aqaba and hit Eilat, the Israeli resort in South Israel? I mean, all this raison d'etre, frankly speaking, I think is all being orchestrated by Iran.